Jacob, are you pondering what I'm pondering?
I think so, Drew. But wouldn't more already disappear out of the holodeck?
I think the only thing holographic is your brain. No, you fool, we're going to review an animated movie on this here podcast.
Brilliant! No, wait. Why would anybody want to listen to two geeks like us?
Because, you fool, these people are so very easily entertained.
Okay, Drew. Narf!
Hello and welcome to another bonus episode of The Cellcast. I keep changing what I'm calling things up every time. But anyway, joining me today is a man who's just wanting to go on a quest, Jacob.
Why, thank you. And I'd like to introduce our co-host, a man who just had to bump into a manicore in the bar. Welcome, Drew.
How are you doing today, Jacob?
Man, minus all of the problems the world's having right now with coronavirus, it's just, trying to find a little more joy in the world. And so this morning, I want to just be like having breakfast. I'm off today, which is I'm very grateful for. Mm-hmm. And just sitting around drawing, listening to our podcast, and just trying to relax, not trying to worry about everything. How about you?
I just enjoyed the day. Got some editing done. I got some stuff done for a thing coming up, but nothing too particular.
Awesome.
And like you, I'm trying to get through the day with all these people going crazy about the coronavirus.
Oh, yeah. For someone in my position to be like, I work in a grocery store.
Mm-hmm. And I work in a factory.
Yeah.
We're probably going to get it one way or the other. There's nothing we can do about it.
That's a possibility. That's possible.
And there ain't no working from home for either one of us.
No, there's not. All right, so...
Well, despite fears of the coronavirus, we're deciding to be brave and go to a movie theater to watch a movie.
Yeah.
Specifically, Disney and Pixar's Onward. That came out actually last Friday. We're a bit behind because of life.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're going to go ahead and start with what we are hoping we're going to get from the movie, and then we'll see where we go from there.
All right.
So what are your expectations?
My expectations, I'm hoping for a very interesting journey with it's a modern fantasy movie with... What would you call our main characters? Elves, or I'm not sure.
I'm not 100% sure. I think it's elves because it's the closest thing I can think of. But they could be trolls for all I really know.
Yeah, you never know. But
especially with that blue skin.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, they could be Na'vi.
Well, Disney owns Fox now. Anything can happen.
That is possible. Well, we do have a very fun... a very interesting cast with Chris Pratt and
Tom Holland.
Thank you. Spider-Man and
Star-Lord.
You can't go wrong there, voice actor wise. I'm just interested in the journey where it goes. I've heard a little bit of negativity towards this film, but you generally ignore it, dismiss it until you see it yourself, because that's the best policy to do when you're going to a new film.
Right.
Just be like, okay, you have everybody's opinion, and you take your own opinion when you get done with the film. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm taking with it. So what about you?
Well, it is a Pixar movie, which means even if it's bad, it's still going to be good.
Yeah.
It's weird how that works. Mm-hmm. But this is the kind of story I've been wanting to see, where it's actually a fantasy-esque universe, but set with our technology. So I'm kind of curious how that's going to work out. From what I've seen of the trailers, the movie looks hilarious.
True.
And it looks like it's going to be a good story. Yeah, I'm just expecting a good time.
Yeah. I'm halfway expecting to hear a certain Kansas movie, Kansas song pop up here in this film.
That might be hard because we don't even know if humans exist in this world.
That's true, but also they could use a song.
You never know.
Either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it. Very excited. Very looking forward to this film. And yeah.
Alrighty then. Well, I guess that's going to be it for us for now. So we will catch you on the other side. Put it in O for Onward.
Yes. Oh my word. This was an amazing film.
Oh yes. It was so much fun.
Yeah. I'm not crying. You're crying.
I know that's a quote from something.
No, be like this movie got to me. It was like the very end of this film. Be like,
well,
we'll get into that a little bit later. But man, it's such an amazing ride.
Yeah. For those of you who are just curious, because we're going to do the spoiler-free part first. If you are interested, if you're wondering if you should go see it, first off, the fact that the word Pixar is the second word seen in the film should tell you to go watch it. Yes, it's Pixar. Pixar puts out good movies, even when they're bad movies. They're still good movies. But it's a fun movie.
Oh, tremendously
great references to both fantasy, Dungeons and Dragons, and
other movies,
80s era rock music.
Yes, and certain 80s movies,
and even certain restaurants that are mascoted by other mouse characters.
Yes, that is so true. Oh, so you want to start?
Yeah, let's move into. You want to move into the spoiler?
Yeah, why not? Let's rip into this.
All right. The following contains spoilers for the movie Onward. Listener discretion is advised. After you, my friend.
Oh, man, I was geeking out so bad about this movie. There was so many great references. There is a Back to the Future reference in this movie where, now remind me again what the characters' names are.
Ian.
Yes.
And that's as far as I can remember. Ian is the younger.
Yeah, Ian is the younger.
Let me bring up IMDb right quick.
Oh, wow.
Because I am horrible with these. I don't remember these names right now because I just saw it, obviously.
Yeah. Ian and... Come on, think.
I've almost got IMDb up.
Think, Moskowitz. Come on.
Come on.
I know it's like an egg.
Come on, Guinevere.
That's always going to get cut, but
maybe not.
Maybe you never know.
This is a reaction. We usually don't do much editing to these.
That is true. That is so true. Oh man,
because editing is not the point of these.
But anyways, like there's so many references. There's a Lethal Weapon reference where Ian jumps into the van and be like, "There's all these parking tickets."
Yeah,
he's like, "Oh, I'll just stuff them in the glove compartment." The exact same thing Riggs does when Murtaugh gets in his truck.
Right.
I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so cool!"
So we've got Tom Holland playing Ian Lightfoot.
Yes.
Chris Pratt playing Barley Lightfoot.
Barley, that's it.
Julia Louise-Dreyfus playing Laurel Lightfoot, the mother.
Yes.
Octavia Spencer plays the Manticore.
Yes.
Mel Rodriguez plays Colt Bronco. Kyle Bornheimer plays Wilden Lightfoot, which is Dad.
Yeah.
The 3 set times we actually get to hear his voice.
Yeah.
Lena Waithe plays Officer Spectre. Ali Wong, Officer Gore. Gray Griffin plays Dewdrop, which is the leader of the Pixie Dusters.
Oh, gosh.
Tracy Ullman plays Grecklin, the pawn shop owner.
Wow. Gary Oldman does that voice?
No. Tracy Ullman.
Tracy Ullman. Never mind. Yes. Wrong Ullman.
Yeah, Ullman, not Oldman.
Okay.
Old man.
Never mind. Never mind then.
Wilmer Valderrama plays Gaxton, which is the college friend that Ian meets at the beginning of the movie. George Saris plays Officer Axel. And, of course, John Ratzenberger plays the construction worker at the end of the movie.
Yes.
Yeah, that's who all's in this thing.
Gotcha.
It is just a fun movie.
Oh, absolutely.
There's so much.
The fact to be like they use more of a... It's a very much a fantasy adventure.
Yes.
Fantasy adventure that you would see like most people I know, most friends I know, would geek out over this thing, be like all the references and everything.
Well, what's interesting, at least to me, is it starts off as a road trip movie.
Oh yeah,
and it stays a road trip movie until they go onto the the Path of Peril?
Yes,
and then it becomes a quest.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Technically, they're on a quest the entire time.
Yeah,
but in the back of your mind, it just. There's a clear difference when they're on the road and when they're on the Path of Peril.
Yes.
And, I've
got to say, I love Barley. Mm-hmm. I love both these characters, where Ian is more of the insecure kid who doesn't really... He's insecure about everything about himself. He's scared to death of everything. But then along this journey, with the help of his big brother Barley, who is looked at be like, oh, he's a loser. He can't do anything right because he's still living in his mom's house, which I can't blame.
We've both been there.
Yeah, both been there. So be like, you have this amazing quest to try to have some time with your dad, in which be like for Ian, be like he never met his dad.
Yeah.
So it's this amazing quest to find the Phoenix Stone.
Phoenix Gem.
Phoenix
apparently
Gem.
There are multiple, but they are very rare.
And the journey literally just brings them back to where they started.
And in many ways, or about the time they were following the Ravens,
yes,
the Stone Ravens, it crossed my mind, now wait a minute. They're now moving away from the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap, they're going to end up right where they started. And I expected it to be at their house.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was expecting.
Well, my thought was...
The fact they ended up at the school, I was caught for a second, and then, of course, you see the giant painting of the dragon on the side of the skull, go,
that's it. And be like... It. And they also be like, they very reference the well in which Barley's like so adamant, like, don't destroy this. And that's your.
It's a very good thing they didn't destroy.
Yeah,
it didn't cross my mind that well was what was in the construction site across from the school, though, at the beginning.
Yeah,
but still.
Yeah, there's the fact that Ian is so be like he wants to meet his dad because his older brother did and never did. And there was this journey be like the fact that he never grew up with the dad, but he comes to the realization he kind of had a dad and his brother.
Right.
Be like brother kind of helped him, raised him in a way, which I know there's a lot of people who go through that. And the very end be like when Ian is like become the man he's supposed to be, and be like, and it's just full of courage and just gusto about everything, using magic beyond belief. And a note we didn't say before that in the movie be like magic does exist, but it's more of a modern era. So magic
has not been used.
Hasn't been used so much.
But ironically, it is Barley who causes the other creatures who've not been able to use their magic to be able to. If you caught that is true. Because the pixies could not fly.
Yeah.
Until
they were riding motorcycles.
Until Barley pretty much told him, you just don't use your wings.
Yeah.
And then Officer Colt?
Yeah.
Their stepdad, essentially.
Yeah.
Or at least the man dating their mom.
Yeah.
He couldn't run 70 miles an hour until the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And that's the two people we see that Barley talked to, and all of a sudden they're doing what they used to be able to do.
Yeah. Oh,
we don't see that happening much to anybody else, except for, of course, the Manticore moving from an overworked restaurant
owner,
children's restaurant owner, that is very much in the wheelhouse of one Chuck E. Cheese.
Yes,
without the animatronics.
Yeah,
but that would have been a little too on the nose. But to going to full on. Going back to a whole tavern, and of course you notice the kids were back for their birthday party at the same place.
Oh yeah,
because that was cool. Of course, it's cool. It's the Manticore.
Oh yeah, of course. I love the scene where the Manticore and the mom be like go to the pawn shop.
Yes.
Oh, that was so great. Be like, I gotta find this sword. To be like, and the Manticore is
geeking out about the sword, and the pawn shop owner goes. Well, first, when they says how much is 10, and then the Griffin starts doing that.
Yeah,
and says, well, if it turns out that this sword is one of a kind. There's nothing else like it. So let's say 10,000. It's like
this is outrageous.
That's not how negotiations work. But then technically, that's the question. They paid for it, and it was the price that was originally quoted.
Yes.
But not the price she was wanting. And they did technically kind of steal it in a sense.
In a sense that there's a lot of running from the law and stealing in this film.
Yes.
But man, this is such a good movie. It'd be like the very end of where Barley and Ian be like Barley has had the chance to talk with his dad, and he vanished, and Ian, stepping in, being the hero, and defeating the dragon, be like they have that little talk on the top of the ruins of the dragon. It was like, man, I was choking up. Right. I was like, oh man, this is so good, because I have younger brothers. And it'd be like, it's really cool when you get those moments. You really get those moments. It was really touching. It was really it was so cool. And it was like, oh, you're in here. Not quite, but
not quite. We do get a little bit of a send off, but
yeah. Man, this was a good movie.
Oh yeah. I enjoyed it.
So good. Yes. So if you are wondering, do I want to go see Onward? Yeah, the answer is most definitely yes.
Yes, I agree.
Go forth and enjoy this film. It is.
I'm honestly
incredible.
having a hard time understanding why some people didn't like the movie.
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense to me, because this was just so fun.
Yeah,
I'm guessing maybe it's just people who don't understand how RPGs work.
The reviews I kept seeing was, it's like, oh, Pixar has lost their magic because it's not as Pixar-y-esque. It doesn't have that same magical feel that most Pixar films have, but which I would completely disagree with.
I would completely disagree with that too. I don't know what they're being.
No. Some people are just like you said, oh, I don't get this whole Miss Dragons and stuff thing.
At least the average rating is 4.5.
Yeah.
But still, how can you say that it's missing its magic when the movie literally ends with them fighting a rock dragon that uses the mural of the dragon for the school as its face?
That was great. I was like, oh, this could be great. It's just the face.
You're going, okay, that's funny.
That was good.
And then when it gets angry, it pops those two little things out and covers the eyes. It's like,
that's just genius. Complete genius.
It was great. I enjoyed that movie. It was fun.
It was so good.
But I guess what it is for me is I'm not expecting every movie, even out of Pixar,
right?
Despite what it sounds like I said earlier, I'm not expecting it to be amazing. I'm not expecting it to be a 5-star masterpiece every time,
right?
As long as it's better than essentially, one day we're gonna have to talk about rating Pixar movies.
Yeah.
But the lowest ones for me has always been A Bug's Life.
Okay.
And A Bug's Life I consider pretty decent.
Yeah.
This is much higher than A Bug's Life. This is somewhere around maybe Incredibles 2 or Wall-E of all things. This is just a fun movie. It's not perfect by any means.
Right.
But it's still such a fun movie.
Agree with you on that. Yeah, just be like, go watch this movie. Go give this movie some severe love and be like, critics are going to be critical about everything, but it is such an enjoyable film that needs to be watched, to be cherished by everybody. I know a lot of nerds that would just geek out with every reference in this film because they probably know it, because I don't know that. I don't know it. I just kind of grew up around it.
Right.
But yeah, go watch this film. It's so enjoyable.
I agree. So that pretty much take care of us?
I think so.
All right. Come, Jacob. We must prepare for next week.
Prepare for what, Drew?
The same thing we do every week, Jacob. Record a podcast.
Oh, boy.
So where can they find you, Jacob?
They can find me on Facebook at Jacob B. Heron and Jacob's Daily Art Corner, my personal art Facebook page. On Twitter at Jacob B. Heron. On Instagram at Jacob B. Heron. And on Letterboxd at Jacob Heron. Where can they find you, Drew?
You can find me on Facebook at Drew Dodgen. You can also find my Facebook page at Drew's Photo Bin, where I upload my photography. You can also follow me on Letterboxd at GGeorge759 and Twitter at GGeorge759. Where can they find us, Jacob?
You can also visit our website, thecellcast.podbean.com, where you will find every episode we released and links to listen to it on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and Stitcher. Our RSS feed, if we aren't in your favorite podcast app directory, please share, review, and subscribe to us there and share us with your friends.
You will also find a link to our Facebook group, the Double Feature Podcast Community, where we talk about both animated and live-action movies. We share this with our other podcasts, which we do with Jacob's brother Jim, at the Movie of the Week podcast, where we talk about live-action movies. You can also email us at thecellcastpodcast@gmail.com. Also, please like our page on Facebook. We try to post about upcoming movies. If you comment on that movie's post before we record, we'll read your comments in the episode. And remember, every time we say The Cellcast, that is with a single L.